Weedmaps, and like you describe this as a bad story developing. Well, in a lot of ways, I think it's already developed. So, for many people that are aware or not aware, this company had to pay the SEC millions of dollars. I think it was $1 million for misleading investors on false metrics. And then you start to scratch your head, like, how does one rebound? And then recently, their CEO and CFO recently stepped down, and it appears this was one time, I think a company that was the next big thing, Seth. But I think as we fast forward 4 years later, because I remember the Tyson Roy Jones Jr., that was a big pay-per-view event back in the COVID era of 2020. They were advertising anywhere. And there was a lot of people pretty excited and optimistic and thinking, like I said, the next big thing. But fast forward 4 years later, you might want to define what the next big thing actually means, because as you said, it looks like a story that's developing into a bad one here. So what can you share with us?
Well, let's go back to where it went. Lawsuit dropped or was alleged end of 2022 into 2023 that the CEO and the CFO used misleading user metrics to drive revenue. Company agreed to pay $1.5 million fine. CEO, who was Chris Beals, stepped down in November of 2022. CFO, who was Arden Lee, resigned in July 2022. Company pays a fine. You think it goes away? Well,
It's
end of October, class action lawsuit hits the SEC from shareholders that says not just did the CEO and CFO know, but a bunch of other people inside the tent knew. Middle of October, price drops below $1 a share. Remember, Weedmaps is listed on NASDAQ, and NASDAQ has a share price requirement to maintain a listing. So when you start to see a couple of different cracks at the seam, and folks that are shareholders name Silver Spike and the SPAC in the class action lawsuit, it starts to get a little bit nasty, and it just doesn't really look like it's good. I mean, Doug Francis, who